morning, Neil from Magpie Brewing. So a couple of weeks ago went down to Melbourne, watched a couple of games of footy. It's good to get down to Melbourne. I like me AFL footy and especially the Collingwood Magpies, but anyway, that was one of the games I went and seen and thoroughly enjoyed it. They got another win, the boys. But we were down there for 5 days, and after the weekend of footy, went out to Springvale to the Keg King facility, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. With the tyranny of distance, like I'm about 1200 k's from Melbourne, so most of my shopping, like a lot of other people, is done online. And by shopping online, sometimes you need to ring people to find things out or to get stock levels or blah blah blah, you know, all that sort of stuff. So it's really good if you can put faces to names and the people that you've come across in your online dealings. So it was really good to get out to Springvale, and I went out and walked through the door, introduced myself. Daniel was behind the counter. He let us into the shop, and when I introduced myself, he recalled my name and took me for a bit of a tour around the main warehouse, you know, and it was really good. It was good to see the products that Keg King manufacture and sell. It was just good to see the stock levels, which blew my mind away, really. It was really good. But one of the best parts of what Daniel showed me was at Keg King itself was the grain room. Oh, it's a brewer's heaven. The grain room was fantastic. You know, you go along and if there's a grain there that you've wanted to use or never used before, you give the little disc a bit of a shake and have a chew on it. And man, if I lived in Melbourne or anywhere even close to Melbourne, like a couple hundred k's away, I wouldn't online shop. I would, especially for grains and yeasts and whatever, I'd go in and do it personally. It was good to see the products and how they were laid out and how they were sold, and as a result of having a look at a few things, I actually went and when I got home, and I've purchased the Keg King Ultra Warmer, which is a little warming box, and we're going to unbox that shortly. So I'm very interested to see how this one works. It looks like a great little product. I'm going to ferment today with it, and I'm also going to the brew that I ferment, I'm also going to bottle half of it too, and with the Ultra Warmer I'll put the bottles in a area and set it to 18-19 degrees, and I think I'll get a really good conditioning of the bottles, because they'll be a consistent temperature. It's winter here, of course, but I do travel and it is good, and so I will say that most of my grains, or nearly all my grains, come from Steve at the Brewman, and Steve's down in Newcastle, which is only an hour and a half, hour and 3/4 from my area. So I like to drive down and when I buy stuff off Steve, and we always have a yarn, and I just find it good, you know, when you can talk to the person that sells the product, and you know, like, oh, what do you know, you get ideas, you pass on ideas and that. So I prefer personal if I can, but that's not what this video is about, but it's something to think about. If you can pop into your local brew shop, always pop in and say good day and ask the guys what's going and what's good and what's not and that. But anyway, we'll get on with this unbox, and we'll get this Ultra Warmer out of the box and we'll have a look at it. Okay, there it is. The Keg King MCH Ultra Warmer temperature controlled fermenter heater. It's a 12 volt unit. You get a 12 volt power supply to use with it. Comes with it as part of the package. Then when we open it, first thing we come across is the temperature sensor. This just plugs in the top. You can put it down through your thermo well, which I will be doing, or you could tape it to the side with a stubby holder or a bit of foam or whatever. Pretty well packaged. So you can see in the box there, that's the unit. Fairly well packaged, it's not going to go anywhere. Had this on top, of course. There it is. Compact little unit, not much to see. So that's the front of it, or standing, that's it standing up. And then when we, you can see the heat coils there. So then what you got on top there, on top you've got your control panel. It's pretty basic. Now one word is, when you do buy this, it doesn't come with a manual inside the box, which is fine. But when you download the manual, it talks about a cooling setting. I contacted the guys down at Keg King, and the cooling setting is doesn't work on this unit, so it might be a future plan there, I don't know, or it might be something that they wanted to do, I don't know, but so just disregard anything that mentions cooling. So basically it's just a little heater, a little warmer really, it doesn't get real hot. Up the top there that's where your temperature sensor plugs in. And then when we turn it around a little, as you can see, you've got a fan in the back to keep it warm, and down in the bottom left hand corner there you've got that's where your power supply plugs in. We'll see if it does the job. So I'm actually in the brew room today, I'm doing a bit of a brew, and I'm going to use this with my snub nose in the snub nose case, and we're going to put this in, set it to 18-19 degrees, and we're going to see how she goes under a ferment. So we'll come back during the ferment and have a look at it, or I might do that in another video. I think we'll do another video on the fermentation, see how she goes, because I'm going to do a little bit more after the fermentation. Okay, thanks for watching. It's Neil from Magpie Brewing saying see you later, and happy brewing.